which anime or manga depicted energy work the best. So obviously to depict energy work the best, you have to be in the real world, right? So, and I'm not gonna go into like animes or mangas that are super niche, ones, like super unpopular ones. I'm only gonna talk about the real popular ones. Like, probably in this video, I'm only gonna talk about, let's go back to like the OG ones, like, Dragon Ball Z, even like if you want to go further back, like Fist of the North Star, relatively popular ones from like the early 2000s, like Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Bleach. Bleach is still ongoing. It's kind of still popular. I guess Naruto is kind of too. Boruto's still going. I actually don't know anymore. But um, yeah, but Full Metal Alchemist is right here. I've only seen like a little bit of it, so I don't know how realistic that is. So sorry, I can't speak for Full Metal Alchemist a whole lot, but like I said, the point is I'm only going to talk about like really popular stuff and not niche stuff. So yeah, so like, obviously I think we have to exclude like the ones that don't take place in the real world. So like, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, they don't take place in the real world, but like I would say Naruto has a lot of truth in him because, like, obviously Naruto talks about the chakra systems, energy systems, and things like that. So it's kind of hard to dispute that, right? So as far as debating energy and things like that, you can argue that Naruto did it fairly well because they talk about the chakra systems. The Last Airbender talks about chakra systems as well. So arguably they're on point when it comes to that, but obviously it doesn't take place in the real world. So I guess we have to like, kind of break it down and think to ourselves like, okay, we have to find the mangas or the animes that take place in the real world, and out of them, which one's depicting energy work, spirituality the best, and supernormal abilities, obviously. So yeah, so the ones that take place in the real world, Yu Yu Hakusho took place in the real world, Bleach took place in the real world. Demon Slayer sort of took place in the real world, right? Sort of. What am I missing here? So Kaisen, yeah. So like between these three, which one was the most realistic? Man, it's hard to say. It's really difficult to say out of these three. Um, like Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho, was a lot, spoke a lot about near-death experiences, and obviously near-death experiences are real, and like they can certainly unlock some psychic abilities and things like that. And you can certainly download information from the other side, so to speak. So it does have a lot of truth in them, but and the thing with Bleach is like, it has like these different realms and things like that, but like, as far as like their abilities, like Bankai and all that stuff goes, is that stuff realistic? Maybe. Maybe at a very high level it might be. I don't know. It's hard to say, is Bleach the most realistic anime? I wouldn't say so. I would exclude Bleach. Yu Yu Hakusho, mm, fairly realistic, I would say, but like I would probably not consider it the most realistic. I would say I would probably put Jujutsu Kaisen as the most realistic anime just because like Jujutsu is a real thing. Like Jujutsu was like really practiced in Japan. So and like, Jujutsu Kaisen, they just talk about like, a lot of, real life stuff. Like even like, they even joke about like, I like Jennifer Lawrence and things like that. So, so yeah, I would say Jujutsu Kaisen is probably the most realistic anime that depicted energy work and spirituality the most well, in my opinion. But again, like it's just kind of, it's hard to say, because like none of it's like actually real. It's all, fiction and fantasy. So yeah, it's hard to say, but like I think out of all the popular ones out there, I would say Jujutsu Kaisen probably is the most realistic one. But again, they're not all realistic. So, but yeah, this was just a fun speculation and fun debate type of video. And yeah, it's really hard to say. And none of these things like really truly depict energy work accurately, I would say. But I think there's a little bit of truth in all the different animes and things like that. There's just some elements of truth in each of these animes and mangas out there. So let me know what you think. Which anime or manga depicted energy worked the most. Let me know what you think did it. Even if it's like niche ones that I've never heard of and things like that. Let me know what you think. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is personally my pick.